the wonder of influence, put your hands together for director Patty Wonder.
Everybody, so do something fun and crazy. Sitting there is boring, so do something. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, Chicago! There you go. All right. Okay. Hello, Chicago. I love Chicago. Happy Valentine's Day, and to my Region 3 team, who will probably watch this later, Harira Whakanui Aroha. So, happy Valentine's Day. My name is Patty Wonder, with a U, not an O, and I have been with Scentsy for 9 years next month. I have been fortunate enough to share Scentsy in 2 regions along my Scentsy journey. I only have 15 minutes, which is really hard, to hopefully make you think and feel something in your gut or in your heart, so let's get going. You all have to be honest with me now, okay? Whose sponsor pretty much ghosted them after they joined? Mine did. Who has had struggles, losses, and disappointment along your Scentsy journey? Look around. Who has felt like quitting, giving up, and it's just too damn hard? Look around. Now, who has had a completely easy and smooth journey and everything worked exactly how you thought it would? Look around. Do you feel different knowing that you're not alone? Especially we have so many new people here. It's like, don't freak out, it gets easier, I swear. Well, easy-ish. You're never alone in Scentsy unless you choose to be. And I'll say that again. You are not alone in Scentsy unless you choose to be. If you see someone sitting alone, invite them to sit with you. That's what this is all about. If I don't have notes, I'll be here for an hour, so there you go. I'm going to share some little tidbits about myself that could have been an excuse not to do well in Scentsy. Number 1, I was an immigrant in New Zealand when I started Scentsy. I hadn't heard of it, tried it, smelled it, even knew about it. No idea what I was doing, and I didn't know many people. But I learned early on, because I've been in sales, to collect business cards wherever I go, because you just never know. And I didn't think, and I just texted every single name in my phone and emailed every single person in my email list back then, when people looked at their emails. I got 8 bookings my very first day in a new team member, without even having a kit. You don't need to see the whole staircase, you just need to see the next step. Everything I didn't know what I was doing. I just was like, okay, well, I have to book a party. Okay, I booked the party. Well, I don't know how to do a party, and I think I need a hostess something, so I better figure out how to make one of those. And that's how I did everything, until I learned. I had 2 back operations in my first 3 months in Scentsy, but I still managed to earn my first free trip with Scentsy, a cruise to leadership in Cozumel, Mexico. I asked for help carrying bags. I sat in a chair. If you want something badly enough, you will find a reason. If not, you'll find an excuse. Number 3, I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, like many of you. It's such a big thing. Stop talking about your pain all the time. When people ask you how you are, do not lead with your pain. You will alienate yourself from other people, and you are more than your pain. I had a good friend say this to me once, and I cried because it was brutal. And then I realized it was probably one of the best lessons I had learned. And I told her recently about it, because it was like 20 years ago. And she's like, did I really say that? I said, yeah, you did. She can always make me cry real good. But I've learned to work from the couch. I've learned to plug my phone in and do everything I can wherever I need to be. This business lets me do that. Here's the fact. I'm a huge introvert with ADHD. Excuse me. I prefer to stay home in the dark with my cat. Yeah. In fact, I love free trips, charms, prizes, and recognition.
Yep.
Anybody else one of those? Fact, I have to be intentional and go people in person and online to make my dreams come true. If she's ready to give me water, thank you. Sorry. She's running. Oh, thank you. Do a flash dance. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Scentsy Spirit. While I die. Your mindset is so crucial in life and in your Scentsy business. I've learned that your Scentsy business doesn't grow until you do. And I really had to sit and think about that because a lot of things have happened in the last year and a year or two. You have to step out of that comfy, safe place and have 15 seconds of courage. You have to push fear aside, and you have to believe in yourself and be true to your vision, even if nobody else sees it. Don't have a vision? How the hell do you know where you're going? How do you know if you're getting close to it? Sadly, we're not Jedis, and the Force, we don't have it. Your soul has a map. Listen to it, plan, put yourself in the driver's seat, and go. I became a consultant in 2015 while living in New Zealand, as I previously mentioned. I moved there in 2006, thanks to internet dating. Yeah, it's really dangerous what a cute boy can do. All right. I watched that man die before my eyes from 2011 to 2018. I was alone in another country, and I had urgency. I knew he wouldn't be around for long. I had to make this work so I could support myself and not work for someone else or have to live with someone else. No one wants to live with me either. And my vision was clear. I used every doctor's office, hospital, hospice, and other places to be my Scentsy office for years. Because I did the work early, I got to be there, but I could also work my business too. I knew in the beginning when I started, even though I didn't know why I started, it just seemed like a good idea. I knew that if I gave it my all for 1 year, that I would have a good base, a good foundation, and so that was my first thing. The week Earl died, I did 2 home parties, and I even did a party the day of his funeral. I knew I could cry before the funeral, I knew I could cry after the funeral, but for 3 hours, I could escape, and I could make people laugh, and I could focus on other people and making other people smile, and I still had bills to pay. So I went to the party. They would have rescheduled gladly. They knew the circumstance, but I was like, nope, I made a commitment, I'm there. Can I add that 95% of the guests that showed up for me at the funeral were my customers and my team. There was more Scentsy people there for me than I could ever imagine. And that's what you don't see in your kit. Your kit is a connection to other human beings. It's your flexibility, it's your freedom, it's your free travel, it's the friendships with amazing people. It is your biggest cheerleading squad when you feel no one's cheering for you. Or cheating on me. Just saying, been there. Stop living like someone is always going to bail you out. I used to say to people, what happens if something happened to you? Oh, we have insurance. I'm like, well, what happens when that runs out? Like, don't live that way. Put yourself all in it. My favorite quote is, make your vision so clear that your fears become irrelevant. I used to have it posted everywhere. What is your self-talk? Where do your thoughts take you? Does the room get dimmer when you walk in it? Or does it light up? One will repel people or attract the wrong ones, like one, and one will attract the right people. The only thing you can control is your actions. That's it. You can't control the economy. You can't control other people's finances. You can control your action and what you do today. All right, honesty again. Who feels the COVID years kicked your ass mentally? Holy cow. But guess what? It didn't erase your vision or your goal. It's still there. It may have changed a little, but it's there. We're tired, I understand. Respect yourself enough to rest, but not to quit. Reach up to your uplines, make a plan, then work your plan and honor your vision. Orville had an analogy story that he told once, and I always keep it in my head. He said, remember when you were little and you went on the merry-go-round at the playground? And he said, when you got on, you had to run and run and run and run and run in circles to get it really going to a dangerous level. And then you hopped on and then you held on and it was so fun. But if you didn't put your foot down every once in a while to keep it going, you would have to, they would stop and you'd have to get up and then you'd have to run and run and run and run and run again. And that's how you should look at your business. Do what you can when you can. Run, run, run. When life happens, you can just hop on and ride a little bit and put your foot down until you catch your breath and come back up and run, run, run again. In November 2022, I sold pretty much everything I owned and moved from New Zealand, where I was always in the top 3, where everyone knew me, where I had built like 900 customers and like 25 clubbers. I used to walk into an event and everyone in 2 countries knew who I was. I had earned 12 trips, and then I moved back to Wisconsin. Sheboygan. And in with my mom. In a town I said I would never live in again. I started over with 0 customers. For those of you that don't know, you can only sell within your region. So my region was Australia, New Zealand, and now it's Mexico, Canada, and the United States. I started with 0 customers, 0 Scentsy clubbers. I went from approximately $5,000 a month to an average of around $1,100 a month. Thankfully, we can keep our team. I went to world tour and 2 people knew me. It felt lonely and very weird. Honestly, I still feel like an immigrant in America, even though I was born here. But 16 years is a long time to create a new life and then to move and have to do it again. Before I moved back, my mom said, honey, I hope you can be as successful here as you were there, but people don't know about Scentsy here. And I said, oh, thank God. And she's like, what? And I said, oh, I would rather be their first experience of Scentsy, I can control that, than have to change their mind because they had a crappy consultant or one that orphaned them or didn't place their order or they didn't like this or they weren't educated properly or they used their warmer upside down or whoever knows. But I'd rather be their first port of call. So she's like, mindset, what I just said. I've learned it's way easier, somebody said this before, it's way easier to convert strangers into customers and then into friends, amazing friends, than it is to convert friends and family into customers. Stop thinking you can't do this because those who you love and who say that love you don't support your Scentsy. Show them you would love their support, but you don't friggin' need it. You have all of America, all of Canada, and all of Mexico. Find somebody else. You got this. And by the way, usually if you're passionate and you keep doing what you're doing and you keep sharing what you're sharing, they come around. They really do. It takes them a while and you're just like, Okay, can you tell I'm a little salty? So here's what I'm leaving you with. Stop caring what other people think of you. Yes. If you are always in the headspace of wondering what people think of you, you aren't thinking of them. You are always thinking of you. And everything about this business has nothing to do with you. It has to do with everybody else you come in contact. It's the compliment. It's the offering somebody to sit with you. It is the connection that Scentsy. I belong to a lot of direct sales companies. I will ride and die with Scentsy. There will never be another because of what Scentsy has created with their connection. Attend every Scentsy event, so bravo. Your calls, your Zooms. It will fill you up when you have had your air let out. Engage in your leader's team page. Be part of the hype and the joy squad and not the wine barrel. Hand out 50 samples to strangers every month. The easiest way for me is to compliment. Great bag, oh, and you talk, introvert, gross, I know, and you're having a heart palpitations. Compliment, and you can hightail it out, it's fine. But hopefully one day you'll get their information. The other way that my SSD, Jacqueline Roy, taught us was every time someone hands you a receipt, you hand them a sample. So when they hand you a receipt, so like whoever said before, go into the businesses. When they hand you a receipt, go and here's something for you. Again, you can hightail it out if you have to, but if you can stay and get their information, that is going to help because then you can do your follow-ups. Share the opportunity with people that you connect with. We're doing a leadership course right now, and one of my downlines said, I don't have a dream team. I don't know who to ask. And I said, you're thinking about this as a business and not as a friendship. If you could pick 10 people that you would most love to work with and do life with, that's your dream team. They don't have to buy Scentsy. They don't have to love Scentsy. They don't have to be your top customer. They have to be a good person, in my opinion. They have to be likable. They have to be coachable. And they have to be someone I can stand to be around. Seriously. But again, it's never about you. It's about somebody else. And you don't know what they need, but Scentsy might be able to fill it. Some people say, oh, she makes a lot of money. She's got a high corporate job. But what if she's missing this? You don't know that until you offer. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Usually the excuses that you have are exactly the reasons why you need to show up. Now, high five your neighbor. Go ahead. High five your neighbor for showing up here and have a wonderful lunch. Don't leave just yet because I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. So.